Hello everyone and welcome back to Mason Jar Garage. It's Thanksgiving Day. Hopefully everyone's having a great Thanksgiving. We're going to see if we can get the hood hinge springs back on the Bonneville, and then I'm going to try to get the intake manifold pulled off of it so I can start cleaning that and cleaning underneath it to get a card put on there and see if we can get this thing to fire off. So we won't get that far today, but I am going to try to get the manifold off so I can get to work on it. So let's get busy here. There.
Christmas ornaments.
Nice. Let's see. I'm going to set them right.
Easy. Slippery. Wet leaves.
No, that was just muck.
Hood prop.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, this is way easier after we put the, and it'll go further. We're gonna have to have it as open as it can be to get the springs on. Right there, that little dimple. You see it? No, right there. Yeah.
It's still sliding a little. Good.
We'll see. Just don't be under it.
Don't fall on our heads, please. I got this.
Okay.
And these.
Now, getting the springs on there is going to be the horrible, horrible thing to try and accomplish.
Yeah.
They've got to stretch from here to here. So I guess if you would just, maybe.
Hold on before you do that.
Maybe the bigger, like the channel locks. Oh, the hook.
Well, originally I was just looking for something straight to go in front and pull, but the hook won't work.
I guess if you'll keep your hands just on the hood.
Yeah.
No, on the hood. Here's one. Yeah, that worked great.
I have
Now,
good ideas sometimes.
Will these actually hold up the hood?
Got it?
Yep. Hey, let's put the pole back under there. Just to be safe. This is a very high quality broom, or perhaps a mop stick that came free with the Le Mans in the trunk. As you can see, someone has added some aluminum cladding there, held in place by a self-tapper. Maybe two, I can't tell.
Hold on. Raise that up just a little bit. Oops. Okay.
That's going to have a higher likelihood of sliding, I think. It seems alright.
Well, it was still moving.
Should be good. Alright. Where to start on this pig? Huh. Well, the ultimate goal is to get the intake manifold off of it, so I guess we need the vacuum. You grab the shop vac and extension cord. It's pretty gross under here. Let me bring you in nice and close. have a great deal of zoom in or out available on this camera. Can I interest anyone in a lightly used snakeskin? That'd be our first giveaway item there. We've got a couple of... Oh, I didn't flip the screen back around. Sorry. Let's see. A couple of green wires over here with the female end of spade connector on it. Leave a comment if you know. I'm assuming they just go to these right here, but I don't know what goes where. I believe that's cruise control. Seems to be missing a vacuum line here. We got one rotted off here. So if this thing has cruise control, it'd be great to get that hooked back up. Oh yeah, it definitely has cruise control. Back here is, I think, the vacuum diaphragm for it. Uses like a pull chain for a ceiling fan as the cable, or in lieu of a cable. Got a concrete screw. Alright.
Perfect cap there.
That rag?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did a really, really great job. Turn you back around here. Alright, let's...
Vacuum's ready. You need anything else?
No. Get all this vacuumed out of here.
I'm off to cook.
Alright, everyone say bye, Kelly.
Happy Thanksgiving. It's time to cook. More.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll turn my phone up if you need me. Do you want another pole as a secondary backup so that don't fall on you?
No, that's between that and the springs, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, a little tangent vacuuming, but I'm going to have to dump the vacuum before I can do any more. So good news, all of the metal up here at the cowl seems to be in excellent condition. Nothing wrong with it, no rust, no holes. It is missing the plastic cowl cover. Maybe it was metal on these, I don't know. I have not seen that in the car, so I am going to have to find one of those. Maybe, I'm sure it's the same on the sedans, I don't know. I feel like there was a coupe in this year too. I don't know if it'll be the same or not. Over on the A-pillar on the passenger side, let's take you over there. It is basically gone. I mean, it is pretty bad. I can't just stick my finger through it, but it's rusted pretty bad. There's also quite a bit of rust along the edge of the roof there at the windshield. So generally speaking on here, my rule is going to be, if I can't actively see it, and if it's not actively a hole, I'm probably going to leave it alone. But that pillar I can't ignore. So I've got a scrap car in the back that I'm probably going to try and cut out one of the pillars on it, just to patch up that one. Put some seam sealer on it, and then weld around it. It's my plan anyway. I really don't want to mess with the look of the car any, but I can't just ignore a hole in it. And then I'll probably, I might pull off the trim. I don't want to because I might damage it and it might never go back on, but try to do something to seal up along the roof. Very top edge of the driver's pillar is the same way. There's a hole in it, so I'll probably have to put a patch on there too. But other than that, and maybe a couple of very small spots in the floor, I mean, from what I could tell looking underneath, like this size, and by couple I mean 2 that I saw, there doesn't really seem to be any through rust on it. So that works out really, really nicely, because the Le Mans has enough rust. I don't need more rust to repair. So we've got 4 bolts on each side, it looks like, that hold this intake on. There might be some in the front and the back. Can't tell. Let's get all those pulled out of there. This is a little 3/8 impact set I got off of Temu. They sell the exact same identical kit on Amazon. I think it's close to $50 on Amazon. I paid $38 for this on Temu. I've been buying more and more things off of Temu because the pricing's good, and my general rule of thumb is if I can find the same product on Amazon and I'm okay with the one that's there based on reviews, then why not save a little money if I don't need it immediately. No sponsorship there. No affiliate links or anything else for you. Just what I personally am doing. I have no sponsorships as of this time. Everything is sponsored by my wallet currently. But it sure would love some help. This looks like these are 9/16. I'm going to try to break them loose first, and then I'll pull them out of there with the impact. Or if they don't seem that tight, I'll just pull them all out with the impact. Need a deep for that one. I'm going to pull, of course it's a different size. I'm going to pull the throttle linkage bracket off there instead of pulling the linkages out of it. Half inch maybe? Yeah. So I feel like that is going to be easier for me. Oh, something I did forget. Since I will not be putting this back together immediately, I'm going to take several pictures of how this is all put together. Because if there's one thing that I'm great at, it's taking things apart and then either having to go back through my video to see if I can figure out how they go together, or scour the internet. One thing that's really nice about this intake manifold is each cylinder is numbered on it. That should make it pretty easy to hook up the new plug wires as soon as I figure out which cylinder is which on the distributor cap, because there's no wires on here currently for me to go off of. And even if there were, I wouldn't know for sure that they were correct. Alright, we're just going to put those bolts right back in their home. Okay. It's not 5/8. No, 9/16. These sockets come shipped in oil. Make sure they don't rust, which is cool, but oh yeah, this is pulling them out, no problem. And yes, you probably should be pulling these out in some sort of pattern to evenly release the tension or whatever. If me pulling them out incorrectly is the worst this has to deal with, then I think we'll be doing pretty good. Okay, I'm going to have to either use a wrench or take off that coolant line. Not just the hose, but actually take off the fitting for it. And then that back bolt, I think I can get to it with a wobble maybe. Also, sorry for the sniffling, everyone. It is turning cold here for East Tennessee. And as many others around this area can attest, the seasonal allergies are just horrible. Well, that would work. That's running into whatever the hell that is back there. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming that's something to do with the EGR system. Mounted back where distributor would be on Pontiac or Chevy. Let's see if this will get in there. Okay, so it just leaves that one. Let's see, we need to pull that off of there. I don't see any other brackets on this side connecting it to anything. You're a different size, aren't you? Now you're stuck. Fantastic. Let's move that up out of the way. Well, I see. Okay, there's the other battery cable. Battery cables are actually intact and don't look horrible. I'm really anxious to turn this thing over or try to turn it over for the first time and see if it will. We've got a couple of actuators. Looks like they're vacuum driven actuators. Well, they're different on each side. I don't know what all that's about. I'm also anxious to get the intake area sealed up so I can finally pressure wash this engine bay. I'd rather not just, you know, shoot water directly into the engine. Power steering pump is dry, or the reservoir rather is dry. I mean, not dry, there's some sign of fluid in there, but nothing on the dipstick. Speaking of dipsticks, Hey, she's got oil in her. With an old school, easy to read dipstick. Which is just fantastic. And the oil, honestly, doesn't look terrible. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But I can still see through it. I can read the dipstick through it, so. And it is to the dot on oil level. And sorry, I know I'm getting distracted and doing a lot of just looking around, but I'm just trying to really get a good idea of what I'm working with here. Power steering and alternator belt / water pump belt are still on it. They're in horrible shape, but at least they're here, so I can verify that what the parts store is giving me is the right length, which is often an issue. Surprisingly, this still seems to have brakes, even after sitting for like 27, 28 years. Not great brakes, but brakes. I've already bought a master cylinder for it though. I managed to find one of the AC Delco Gold on Amazon in their resale, which used to be warehouse deals. I love buying stuff off of there because you can sometimes get a really great deal, and I ended up getting the master cylinder for $27. So whether I ended up needing it or not, I've got one for 27 bucks. You can't beat that. Alright, let me go get, I guess, some wrenches. We'll see if we can get that coolant line off. No idea if this has any coolant in it or not. As far down as I can see in the radiator, it is bone dry. But that's alright. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that out of there or not. I might just get a wrench to pull that last bolt out, where I don't have to fight with this on the car. I got two other coolant lines I need to pull off, but just the actual hose, not the I mean, I could pull the thermostat housing off, I guess, but there's no reason to right this second. But that might actually be easier than trying to wrestle these lines right now. Alright, we've got a vacuum. Okay, that's a distributor vacuum. We've got a fuel line coming up from the manual pump or mechanical pump. put my pick. I'm not really concerned about damaging these hoses because I'm going to have to replace all of them anyway. But I'd rather pull them off intact if I can. Just again, so I've got something to compare the replacement parts I'm given to. Yeah, there we go. Looks like our coolant temperature sensor wire has been cut or broken. And I have no idea where that is. So that's great. Just great. Oh, that is rusty. The inside of this engine is going to be so rusty. That's fine. Not keeping the engine anyway, so it's fine. Maybe you're loose enough. This hose down here is just tearing. Yep, I just tore a big hole in it. But I got it loose. And it's still in one piece-ish. So that's fine. Everything's fine. Oh. Womp womp. that's less than ideal. Oh yeah, I found another bolt. Might have found 2 more bolts. Alright. Just can't get on that one like that. Yep, there's another one off. Yeah, it looks like there's 2 more in the back. One of which is going to be a pain in the ass. But that's okay. Everything's okay. Now, that one was not tight at all. Oh, that one wasn't so bad. Alright, so we're back down to just one. I don't think the wobble is going to get me through this one. It chewed it up a little bit, but it got it out far enough for me to turn by hand. So, I call that a win. It's not so bad I can't put it back in. Alright, so now we should just need to apply adequate leverage. Pop this up out of here. Anything else I see? Not currently. You always want to be careful what you're prying on. Preferably not something plastic. Valve cover is just barely on there. Got a wiring harness down there I don't want to pry on. There we go. Yeah. Now we're free. Well, kind of free. I'm still holding this down. Please don't pry on the wires. Oh, that whole thing goes through the intake. All right. have to unbolt that. I guess I'll have to take that vacuum line loose. We've got another sensor up here that's completely broken off. No idea what it went to, or where the plug is for it, or if we really even need it. I'm going to have to replace every inch of vacuum line on this car. It is all completely dry rotted. Probably all of the plastic barbs and tees and everything else too. I do already have a set of plugs and wires for it, so we're going to get those thrown in when we do the intake reinstall. Hopefully I have the right intake gasket for it. If not, I'll have to order the other one because there's two of them. Some places specify VIN, but on these particular intake gaskets they did not specify VIN. Way to go, Scott. You just did a great job there. Seem loose. Yeah, we definitely seem loose. Still in. Maybe it's just hung on the bolts. That one's loose. That one's loose. That one's loose. Loose. So on the passenger side, those four top bolts all seem to be the same at least. The front two bolts, both the passenger and driver side, are shorter. And then over on the driver's side, we've got a few different bolts we're working with. Okay, that one already came out. We've still got two over there. Where do you go? Alright, you're not attached to anything. It's not attached to anything else. There we go. Alright, it is completely broken free now. I've just got to get it pulled up out of there. Should be a little easier if I was just a little bit taller. Also, if this wiring harness wasn't in the way, I guess I do need to take this bracket off. Don't fall, please. That is the back bracket for the air conditioning compressor, which unfortunately was not on this car when I bought it. Someone had already done an AC delete. They were kind enough to leave all the hoses and everything completely disconnected. So I'm going to have to replace everything on it. But that's fine, I'd probably have to do that anyway to convert it over to 134A properly. And it'd probably also help if this intake didn't weigh about 75 pounds. And down here is a connector for something that's not connected. Maybe that's our missing. No, it's not the temperature sensor because that connector's still on there. Damn fuel line's in the way. Oh, I've got another line connected. It's the brake booster. And the check valve and all that for it. Yeah, this hasn't had coolant running through it, so it's actually not welded on there. Here we go again. Whew. Okay, good. This actually has a valley pan tray in it there. So I didn't just dump a bunch of crap down into the engine. I was hoping that would be the case. Now, a question for anyone out there who may know. Is this part of EGR? Or is that just like a vacuum diaphragm for something else? What about this little vacuum plate over here that's got big heavy duty spring in the intake? What of these things can I remove simply because I don't need them? Any input would be much appreciated, because I know absolutely nothing about this engine. well, now that I got that off of there, I'm going to try to get this cleaned up. I'm not going to film me pressure washing it and scrubbing it with oven cleaner. Incidentally, the oven cleaner / degreaser they sell at Dollar General is excellent for this kind of stuff. Or not Dollar General, Dollar Tree. I think it's $1.25 a can. It's really great for doing this kind of thing. But I'm going to go try to get that done and take it inside to start working on it. So I'll be back when I actually have something to show you.
Mason jars on dusty shelves meant to save us now. Neon lights flicker hard, shadows dance aloud. Rusty tools on memories, we share the scars. In this garage we raise hell, fixing cars.